It's midnight, 1983, and the world stands seconds from ending. A Soviet radar screen glows red in a dark command bunker near Moscow, warning that American nuclear missiles are inbound. Sirens wail, officers shout, and in that suffocating room, one man, Stanislav Petrov, must decide whether to press the button that will unleash Armageddon. He hesitates, breath frozen in his chest, and does nothing. Minutes later, the blips vanish. False alarm. The world breathes again. But what if that night Petrov had chosen differently? What if the Cold War had turned hot? In this alternate history, the countdown begins. The year is 1983. Tension between the United States and the Soviet Union is at its breaking point. NATO's Able Archer exercise is mistaken by Soviet intelligence for an actual nuclear strike. Moscow orders its forces to full alert, nuclear submarines vanish beneath the Arctic ice, and the doomsday clock ticks to midnight. Day one begins with a single launch. A misinterpreted radar signal triggers the Soviet perimeter system, known in the West as the Dead Hand. The sky above Europe ignites. American early warning systems pick up hundreds of launches from silos across the Urals. Within minutes, the United States retaliates. Titan II missiles roar from the Great Plains, their trails carving fire across the night. By dawn, the world is at war. Cities are erased. Moscow, Washington, London, Berlin, each swallowed by blinding light. The shockwaves rip across continents, glassing everything in their path. Day two. Survivors crawl from ruins into a world that no longer resembles Earth. Radiation burns the sky orange. Europe is a wasteland of twisted metal and ash. In the United States, highways clog with cars that will never move again, their drivers burned where they sat. Food supplies vanish. Hospitals overflow with the dying. The president and his cabinet hide in a bunker beneath Mount Weather, communicating through failing radios to generals who no longer have armies. Across the ocean, in the smoldering wreckage of Moscow, Soviet command fractures. Some units refuse to surrender, launching whatever missiles remain. The planet itself becomes the enemy. Day three. The smoke from thousands of burning cities rises into the stratosphere, blocking sunlight. A nuclear winter begins. Temperatures plummet. Crops die. Within weeks, starvation claims more lives than the bombs. Nations that once ruled the world dissolve into anarchy. Riots erupt in what's left of New York and Paris. In Siberia, refugees march south. Chased by blizzards and radiation, the global economy collapses. Communication networks vanish. Day four, the northern hemisphere is nearly uninhabitable. Fallout clouds drift toward Asia and the southern continents. In China, radiation readings spike as the wind carries death across borders. Governments hide in bunkers, sending out last desperate messages no one hears. Satellites drift out of orbit, raining debris into the darkened sky. Day five, humanity begins to turn on itself. With no sunlight, no food, and no hope, survivors form violent enclaves, fighting over scraps in ruined cities. Diseases once thought eradicated return. Water sources are poisoned. Those who remain start to realize that even survival may be a curse. The ozone layer collapses, letting lethal ultraviolet light burn through the gray. The oceans grow colder, their surfaces coated with soot. Day six. The silence spreads. Forests die, rivers freeze, and the last functioning radios fall quiet. The nuclear exchange that began with fear and pride has reduced human civilization to scattered pockets of misery. Day seven. The war is over not by treaty or surrender, but by extinction. The leaders who ordered the launches are dead, their nations erased, their ideologies meaningless. The few who remain live in perpetual twilight, huddled in caves, whispering stories of a past world lit by the sun. The irony is unbearable. Humanity, in mastering the atom, has destroyed itself with the very power it once saw as divine. And yet in our real world, that future never happened because a handful of people, Petrov, Arkhipov, and others like them, chose reason over fear. They defied the systems built to annihilate us. The 7 days of nuclear war remain only a nightmare that never came true. But the question that haunted the Cold War still echoes through time. If the alarms blared again tonight, would we have the strength to pause? Or would history finally run out of luck? Thanks for watching. And remember, sometimes the quiet heroes you've never heard of are the ones who saved everyone. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to watch such more videos.